More than half of industries are already shedding workers, a telling sign that's accompanied past recessions, top economist says. The U.S. economy is not in a recession yet, but the number of industries cutting back on headcount is concerning. And future revisions to jobs data could show employment is already falling, according to Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi. Zandi said payroll employment data is by far the most important data point, and declines for more than a month consecutively would signal a downturn. While employment has not started falling yet, it has barely grown since May, he added. Payrolls expanded by just 73,000 last month, well below forecasts of about 100,000. May's tally was revised down from 144,000 to 19,000, and June's total was cut from 147,000 to just 14,000, meaning the average gain over the past 3 months is now only 35,000. Because recent revisions have been consistently much lower, Zandi said he would not be surprised if subsequent revisions show that employment is already declining. Last week, Zandi said data often sees big revisions when the economy is at an inflection point, like a recession. On Wednesday, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook similarly noted that large revisions are typical of turning points in the economy. For now, the Atlanta Fed's GDP tracker points to continued growth, and the third quarter forecast even edged up to 2.5% from 2.1% last week, though that is still a slowdown from 3% in the second quarter. There are also no signs of mass layoffs, as weekly jobless claims have not spiked and the unemployment rate has barely changed, remaining between 4% and 4.2% for more than a year. But Zandi said the jobless rate will be a particularly poor barometer of recession, as the recent decrease in the number of foreign-born workers has kept the labor force flat. Bank of America falls into the supply camp and said that markets are conflating recession with stagflation. UBS, however, warned of weak demand, pointing out that the average work week is below 2019 levels and that the labor market is showing signs of stall speed. Last week, economists at J.P. Morgan also sounded the alarm on a potential downturn. They noted that jobs data show hiring in the private sector has cooled to an average of just 52,000 in the last 3 months, with sectors outside health and education stalling. Coupled with the lack of any signs that unwanted separations are surging due to immigration policy, this is a strong signal that business demand for labor has cooled, they said.